Why does the peso-dollar exchange rate change? Simple explanation. With Mr. Liam AI.
Have you noticed? Sometimes the dollar is cheaper, sometimes it's more expensive. But the real question is, why does the exchange rate between the peso and the dollar change? And why does this affect the prices of gadgets, food, and even jobs? Today, I'll explain this in a simple, easy-to-understand way, no confusing economics jargon. What is the exchange rate? First of all, what is the exchange rate? It's the value of one currency compared to another. For example, $1 equals 56 pesos. That means you need 56 pesos to buy $1. Now, if it becomes 58 pesos for $1, what does that mean? The peso weakened. You now need more pesos to get the same dollar. If it becomes 54 pesos for $1, the peso strengthened. So basically, the exchange rate is like a price. It changes depending on demand and supply. Demand and supply of dollars. One of the biggest reasons why exchange rates change is demand and supply for dollars. When many Filipinos and Philippine companies buy dollars, for example, to import gadgets, oil, or raw materials, the demand for dollars goes up. When demand goes up, the price of the dollar also goes up. Result, the peso weakens. On the other hand, when a lot of dollars enter the country, like remittances from OFWs, income from BPO companies, or money from foreign investors, the supply of dollars increases. When there are more dollars in the market, the price of the dollar goes down. So the peso becomes stronger. So the simple version: more people want dollars, the dollar becomes expensive. More dollars enter the country, the peso gets stronger. Imports, exports, and trade. This is also connected to imports and exports. If we import more products than we export, we need more dollars to pay other countries. That increases the demand for dollars, so the peso weakens. But if our exports are strong, for example, electronics, services like BPO, or tourism, more foreign currency enters the Philippines. More dollars coming in means better support for the peso. That's why when you hear in the news that exports are growing or tourism is increasing, that can help the peso strengthen over time. Interest rates and investors. Another factor is interest rates. When interest rates are higher in a country, foreign investors are more attracted to put their money there because they can earn more from bonds or savings. For example, if interest rates in the US are more attractive, many investors will move their money there, so they will buy dollars. Higher demand for dollars means the peso weakens. But if interest rates in the Philippines are competitive and the economy is stable, investors have more reason to bring their money here. That can help support the peso. News, crises, and market emotions. Exchange rates are not moved by numbers alone. Emotions and news also play a big role. When there is a global crisis, wars, pandemics, or economic uncertainty, investors usually run to safe currencies like the US dollar. So demand for the dollar increases, and other currencies like the peso weaken. Even just news. For example, fears of a recession or political instability can affect investor confidence. And when confidence goes down, money flows out. When money flows out, the currency weakens. How does this affect your daily life? Okay, but why should you care about this as a regular person? First, prices of goods. The Philippines imports a lot: oil, raw materials, gadgets. When the peso weakens, imports become more expensive. Businesses often pass these costs to consumers. That's why prices go up. Second, jobs and businesses. If you work in BPO or export-related industries, a weaker peso can sometimes help, because foreign clients see our services as cheaper. But if you're an importer or you love buying foreign products, you really feel it when the peso weakens. So in short, the peso-dollar exchange rate changes because of demand and supply, imports and exports, interest rates, and even news and investor confidence. You may not control the exchange rate, but you can control how you adjust by being more careful with spending and understanding how the economy moves. If you learn something, hit like, share this with a friend who always asks, why is the dollar so expensive? And don't forget to subscribe.